What's going on, YouTube people? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video I have a tactic that I would like you to try out for me. On screen is the tactic that I've been using in my 23-24 single season rebuild saves, and I want to know your thoughts on it. In this video I will break the tactic down for you to have a look at, and also show you how it's got on in the hands of three very different teams. But before I get into that though, I need a favour from you. A couple of clicks goes a long way here on YouTube, so if you want to be a legend forever, please smash the like button and don't forget to hit the subscribe for more Football Manager content. Right then, let's jump into this one and break this tactic down for you. What we're going to do is go through each of the positions on the pitch. I will show you the player instructions. We are also going to cover off the in possession, the in transition and the out of possession too. So let's start off at the back with the goalkeeper. You're going to have a sweeper keeper who is set to support. On the left you will have a wing back set to attack. You will then have two ball playing defenders in the centre of your defence. And on the right hand side, another wing back set to attack. In the midfield, you will have two segundo volantes, the first one on the left and the other one on the right, and they're both set to attack. Through the middle, you'll have a defensive midfielder set to support. On the left hand side, you'll have an inverted winger set to attack. You'll then have a deep line forward set to support and an advanced forward set to attack. So, if you need any of those instructions or you want to go back, pause the video, jot anything down, feel free to do so. There is a link to the tactic in the description box down below if you also want to download it and see for yourself. Moving on though, its tactical style is a custom gegenpress. Its mentality is attacking. Its in possession will look like this. Its in transition looks like this. And its out of possession will look like this. So that's the tactic broken down. As I said, you can see this tactic in use in my 23-24 single season rebuilds. FMDNA also did this for his tactic testing videos. If you haven't checked him out already, go over, check his video out. Also, drop him a like and a subscribe over there because he's a fantastic guy who is great in the community too. Right then. That's the tactic checked off. You want to know how this has got on, so let's jump into the results and show you exactly how it got on in the hands of three very different teams. So you may have worked out from the tactic breakdown screens that one of the three teams that I'd tested the tactic on were Valencia. They played in two competitions in the 23-24 season, first of which was in La Liga where they finished second, and they were knocked out in the fourth round of the Spanish Cup. If we go into La Liga in a bit more detail, we can see that they have played 38, won 27, drawn 7, lost 4, had a goal difference of 73, and they finished on 88 points. Now, whilst they didn't win the league, they lost by 11 points to Real Madrid. Real Madrid pretty much are in a league of their own, but they did finish 6 points ahead of Barcelona, which was quite impressive, and they finished 13 points ahead of Atletico. In this campaign, Edinson Cavani was on fire. He scored 23 goals to be the top goal scorer in the league. He had an average rating of 8.03, which also put him top of that category. They had Gaia get 21 assists to be top of the assist table. Castillejo got 12 there too. And Edinson Cavani got 10 Player of the Match awards. If we go into the team stats and have a little look, we can see that shots on target ratio, Valencia finished 6th with 38%. For most goals, they finished top by some way, 19 goals clear of Real Madrid with 104. In the cross completion percentage, they finished 6th with 17%. In the headers won ratio, they finished top of the table with 56%. For best pass completion, they don't feature in the top 8. For most possession, they finish in 8th place with 52% average possession. They did finish top of the fouls made chart though, 698 fouls. It is one of those where they did get 90 yellow cards across the season, so player discipline might be an issue with this tactic. In terms of tackles won ratio, Valencia finished in 4th with 76%. Most clean sheets, they finished in joint 5th with 15. And in terms of fewest conceded, they finished in third place with 31 conceded across the season. And as you can see, Real Madrid only conceded 9 in the entire campaign. Shows what they were just in a different league to everybody else. In terms of the data hub, we can have a little look at the attacking stats. So Valencia came out of this with 2.74 goals per game, 1.83 non-penalty expected goals per 90 minutes, 18.53 shots per game, 38.21 shots on target ratio percentage, 15.42 dribbles per game, 17.4 in terms of cross completion, pass completion 84.25, and fouls against per game 13.13. And when we have a little look at the team defending, you can see that they conceded 0.82 goals per game, 1.07 was expected goals against per game, tackles attempted per game was 26.79, tackles won ratio 76.62, interceptions per game 22.68, blocks per game 5.34, clearances per game 11.53, and fouls made per game 18.37. There are a few other things on this page that if you want to have a look at, you can pause the video and take a look at those. We go back to the competitions tab and just have a recap. You can see sitting in second place, they did finish 11 points behind Real Madrid, but that 6-point gap to Barcelona shows that they really have taken to this tactic well. The next team that I tested this tactic out with was Atalanta. They played in 4 competitions across the season, and you can see that they have won Serie A. They got knocked out in the group stage of the Europa League, but they went all the way to the final of the Conference League, where they finished runners-up in the competition. And in the Italian Cup, they were knocked out in the semi-finals by Roma. If we have a look at the Italian Serie A in a bit more depth, we can see that they played 38, won 27, drew 6, lost 5, had a goal difference of 53, and they finished on 87 points. That won them the league by 5 points from Napoli, and it put them 8 points clear of Roma in third place, and also Milan, who finished on 79 points. Also, looking at some stats, Muriel got 24 goals. He had a 7.36 average rating. Zapata with 7.35. Zappacosta got 16 assists. Muriel got 6 Player of the Match awards. And once again, they topped the yellow cards chart with 19 for Darun. If we look at some of the other stats in the team overview, in terms of shots on target ratio, they finished 7th with 37. Most goals, top of the pile with 83, beating Napoli by 1. In the cross completion, they finished 4th with 16%. Headers won ratio, 4th with 53%. Pass completion, they don't feature in the top 8. Possession, they finished 8th with 53%. Fouls made, 2nd, 674, finishing 2nd in the list. They did get an amazing 116 yellow cards. Tackles won ratio, not in the top 8. Most clean sheets, they finished joint 5th with 17. And fewest goals conceded, they finished 4th with 30. Once again, into the data hub, let's have a little look at their team attacking. So, goals per game, 2.18. Non-penalty expected goals per 90 is 2.09. Shots per game, 19.08. Shots on target ratio, 37.66. Dribbles per game, 14.29. Cross completion, 16.06. Pass completion, 84.8%. Fouls against per game, 14.50. For their defending, conceded per game, 0.79. Expected goals against per game, 0.88. Tackles attempted per game, 29.34. Tackles won ratio, 74.62. Interceptions per game, 21.34. Blocks per game, 5.45. Clearances per game, 9.21. And fouls made per game, 17.74. Once again, there is a bit of information that is on the screen there. If you want to try and see any of that, feel free to pause the video and have a look at that. In the other competitions that they played in, as you can see, they played 6 games in the Europa League. They won 3 and lost 3 with a goal difference of 6 and 9 points. They got all the way through to the Europa Conference League final, where they lost 2-1 to Tottenham in the final. The final team that I put this tactic in the hands of was PSG. Now, don't get me wrong, PSG I know are not everybody's cup of tea, but what I wanted to show here is what happens when you put the tactic in the hands of an elite team, or if you can build your own team up to be of an elite level, this is what you can expect. So PSG taken part in 4 competitions, and they have won all 4 of those competitions: Ligue 1 Elite, Champions League, French Cup, and the Trophy des Champions. If we have a look at Ligue 1 Elite, just to see their record, they played in 34, they won 30, drew 3, lost 1, which was to Lens. They scored 106 goals, had a goal difference of 83, and they finished on 93 points, which was 25 clear of Nice and 26 clear of Marseille. If we look at the stats, Mbappe got 33 goals, Neymar 24, Mbappe has 7.95 average rating and Neymar 7.58, Hakimi 7.4. You had Neymar with 14 assists, Mbappe with 14 assists and Hakimi with 10. Mbappe got 13 Player of the Match awards. Donnarumma got 11 clean sheets. If we look at the team overview stats, we find them in 8th place with 39% shots on target. Most goals, top of the league by an impressive 41 goals, scoring 106. Nice were top of the cross completion, but PSG were there in 2nd place with 16. In terms of headers won ratio, PSG in 8th place with 49%. Best pass completion, 7th place with 84%. Most possession, 4th place, 57%. Fouls made, 5th place with 485. Interesting that they're not top of that list. They did get 81 yellow cards though. Tackles won ratio, not inside of the top 8. Most clean sheets, they finished on 18 clean sheets across the season. And in terms of fewest goals conceded, they finished on 23 and topped the list. If we look at their data hub for some context in terms of team attacking, so goals per game has gone up to 3.12. Non-penalty expected goals per 90 is 2.76. Shots per game, 24. Shots on target ratio, 39.46. Dribbles per game, 17.41. Cross completion, 16.45. Pass completion ratio, 84.41. Fouls against per game, 15.65. Looking at the defending stats, conceded per game, 0.68. Expected goals against per game, 0.7. Tackles attempted per game, 23.88. Tackles won ratio was 71.92. Interceptions per game, 24.06. Blocks per game, 4.50. Clearances per game, 6.71. And fouls made per game, 14.26. Again, if there's any more data you want to look at on this screen, feel free to pause the video now. If we go back to the competitions tab, we can see that they beat Bayern Munich 3-2 in extra time in the Champions League final. In the French Cup, they beat Marseille 2-0 to win the French Cup. And in the Trophy des Champions, they beat Lens on penalties. So Lens are actually causing them some trouble during the season. So that is what you can expect from this tactic. You are going to get goals, you are going to get assists. And if you've got a good defender, it hasn't really highlighted it there, but the corner routine that is attached to this is one of those corner routines that seems to work. I've had tests in this tactic of Nat Phillips and Kurt Zuma getting more than 20 goals a season. So if you have a tall, strong defender who can get into the box for corners, you are going to love this tactic too. So all in all, you had Valencia finishing in 2nd behind Real Madrid, Atalanta winning Serie A, you had Paris Saint-Germain basically winning absolutely everything. Right then, if you're still with me at this point of the video and you've enjoyed today's video, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Any help that the channel can get at the moment is absolutely fantastic. We are so close to 2,500 subscribers, and I cannot thank you all enough. All 2,497 that have already hit that button, and any more that are going to hit it just through this video, I cannot thank you enough. Before you do go, don't forget to check out the rest of the channel. There is other things. There are other tactic videos, wonder kids, let's plays, hints, tips, tutorials, you name it. There is something on the channel for everybody. But for this one, I'm going to leave it there. Big thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on another video very soon.